SGC here! So today's movie review is on One for the Money. It came out last week and here's my review. So short intro, this movie is directed by Julianne Robinson. She directed The Lost Song starring Miley Cyrus. Never seen that. Tell me if you have. This is her second film. She's more known as a director for TV shows such as Grey's Anatomy, Weeds, and etc. From the trailers I didn't expect anything. It seemed like a chick flick that starred Katherine Heigl, and that dude from Terranova. I didn't know it was based off a book until some dude in the beginning of the screen was saying, oh, this is based off a book by blah. The book has sequels, and the book is probably most likely better than the film. Knowing that it was based off the book, I didn't really have any expectations. So the storyline. So we have an unemployed Stephanie Plum who tries to find a job and somehow lands a bail enforcement agent position. One of her assignments is dealing with a past former lover. It gets messy from there as his case is not your generic, I'm a bad cop and I just killed some dude in cold blood. So the cast. You have Katherine Heigl as Stephanie Plum. Her acting here is nothing special, just Katherine Heigl doing her own normal Katherine Heigl thing. Last I saw her was in 27 Dresses. I liked her better in Knocked Up, actually, than anything that she's been after since. But in a general sense, I don't really like her to begin with. There's a lot of focus on her assets in this film, which is the selling point, I assume. Again, nothing special here from her acting. She did what she did with what the script that was given to her. Her character is pushed into some crazy, intense situations, and I think it's more of a writing problem, as her character is stupendously brave, and there is no actual character development to justify why she is brave and so intense to begin with. Next up, we have the dude from Terranova, Jason O'Mara as Joey Morelli, the Terranova guy. If you don't like Terranova, you should skip this for sure, because he's pretty much the guy from Terranova, except he's a lot more flirty and doesn't have a family. He's the past love interest and an undercover cop. Nothing much from him either. One thing though, I can't wrap my brain around the fact that he's Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil movie series. The vibe that he gives off is never reproduced in Terranova or in this film. You know, the vibe of, oh, I'm so evil. I just assume that his evilness as Wesker is just too corny to be taken realistically in a realistic film. Next up, we have Daniel Sunjata. I have no idea if I'm not pronouncing it right, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Cool. He plays Ricardo Carlos Manaka, aka the Ranger. He's the other eye candy if you don't like the Terranova guy. So if you like him, you'll like the role that he's in. He's the perfect person. And then we have a shout out for Debbie Reynolds as Grandma Mazer. I like old people who can play good roles, and she is great here. The scenes with her and Katherine Heigl is pretty entertaining. I mean, like, old people trying to, like, push forward their grandchildren and doing what their dreams are is just so encouraging. Reminded me of the grandma from Raising Hope. So yeah, this is why I included her in the cast. She's not essential, but the scenes that she's in were pretty entertaining. There's more of the cast, but they're pretty lame, so I'm not going to include them here. Nitpickings! Character development, writing problem. Katherine Heigl's character is excessively brave. Sure, I get the I'll do anything for money because I'm unemployed plot thing going on with the character. I get it, but I don't buy it by Katherine Heigl's acting. It bothered me throughout the film, and having something bothering me throughout the film really hurt the overall film experience. How would I fix it? It's pretty easy. Just have some children's shots of her doing some crazy stuff and just, whoa, this kid grew up as an intense kid. I mean, mentioning her that she ran over someone when she was 17 over and over and over again is just not selling the fact that she's brave and fearless. Also, another nitpick, Katherine Heigl is always on the telephone talking to this friend about the Terranova dude and Katherine Heigl's interactions with him. But this friend is never in an actual scene with Katherine Heigl. I would have liked some closure at the end of the film and she somehow popped up and go like, hey, how was your day? And then Katherine Heigl going, oh, it was awesome. Like, but she never did. Her Scenes with Katherine Heigl over the phone were cut in different locales, and it was excessive. Her dialogue was draggy, and it didn't even have any development, as in, oh, let me remind you, you ran over that guy when you were 17, so you are fearless and brave. No, not really. Just running over someone is pretty stupid. Katherine talks to herself in the form of a voiceover, and this totally gives off the vibe as in, I'm a detective, like Sherlock Holmes. I wish that she was an actual detective, like the job that she picked up was a detective job rather than some bail enforcement agent. Which in my mind, I don't think a lot of people know what they do. They sure exist, but you don't see them much in movies. And again, like her job, I don't really get it. Like, she brings people to the police station and they skipped on bail, okay. Again, character development. She is never fearless and brave to prove the point, then how can she can get this not ex-cop, but an undercover cop that's super dangerous with a gun from the get-go. I wish she did some other jobs that prove her worth, that she is good and can tackle this dangerous job. You might disagree with me that there were some jobs, but the placement of those jobs could have been better enhanced if they were placed before her big job rather than throughout the film. My score, skip it. Unless you like Katherine Heigl, the Terranova guy, or the Ranger dude. And again, if you have heard of the movie called Bounty Hunter starring Jennifer Aniston, and you like that stuff, you'll probably like this too, because it's apparently pretty much the essentially same movie over again, but maybe it's a bounty hunter. I didn't watch that film, but from what I heard, from what I seen from the trailers, it looks the same. So DVD or Blu-ray purchase, not gonna be in my collection. So that is my review for One for the Money. So remember, like it, subscribe, new videos on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.